In Antony and Cleopatra, Act 3, Scene 10, the Battle of Actium here. The famous scene where Cleopatra and her ships retreat. She turns and runs. And I'll make a video after we read this scene and talk about that briefly. Antony turns his ship in mid battle to follow Cleopatra's flight. His officers begin to desert. So that this is like the really big turning point uh, with Antony here. Canidius marcheth with his land army one way over the stage, and Taurus, lieutenant of Caesar, the other way. After they're going in is heard the noise of a sea fight. Enter Enobarbus. And here's after the actions happened, right? Not not all not. It's all come to nothing. I can behold no longer. The Antoniad, the Egyptian admiral, the flagship, with all their 60, fly and turn the rudder. Cleopatra retreated. To see mine eyes are blasted. I can't believe what just happened. I can't believe it. Gods and goddesses, all the whole synod of them, the whole assembly. What's thy passion? The greater cantle of the world is lost, of the segment of a spear, with very ignorance, by utter stupidity. We have kissed away kingdoms and provinces. Antony's lost the battle, right? This is his first really crushing defeat at the hands of Octavius. How appears the fight? On our side, like the token pestilence where death is sure. Yon ribalded nag of Egypt, they're cursing Cleopatra, the nag of Egypt now, whom leprosy overtakes. They're cursing her. In the midst of the fight, when vantage like a pair of twins appeared, both as the same, or rather ours the elder, they were holding up. They were holding up in the fight. The breeze upon her, like a cow in June, hoists sails and flies. Cleopatra just retreats. She turns around. And we're going to look at this in a moment. Barbus, that I beheld. Mine eyes did sicken at the sight and could not endure a further view. I couldn't believe it. She once being loofed, with the head of a ship turned to the wind. The noble ruin of her magic, Antony, claps on his sea wing, and like a doting mallard, here's that animal there, a mallard, a doting mallard that follows the female, leaving the fight in height, flies after her. So he just turns tail and runs true, retreats with Cleopatra. I never saw an action of such shame. So unlike Antony, right? It's a shameful action. Experience, manhood, honor, never before did violate so itself. I couldn't believe Antony did this either. Alack, alack, enter Canidius. Our fortune on the sea is out of breath and sinks most lamentably. Had our general been what he knew himself, his true self, if you would have been true Antony, it had gone well. It was going well. Oh, he has given example for our flight most grossly by his own. Our leader, Antony turned tail and ran. Are you thereabouts? Thereabouts is what your thoughts are. Why then, good night indeed. Toward Peloponnesus are they fled. 'Tis easy to it, and there I will attend what further comes. To Caesar will I render my legions and my horse. I gotta give him 6 kings already. Show me the way of yielding. I'll yet follow the wounded chance of Antony. There it is. There's that chance and fortune. The broken fortunes of Antony, though my reason sits in the wind against me, is opposed to me. So Enobarbus is getting the Antony's actions here. Cleopatra turns and runs, and we're going to look at that. And Antony follows, and everybody is like, what's going on? Right? Like, what's going on? So it's a really big turning point here.